What's going on, YouTube? I'm up on the mountain with a message about this spiritual deception, this new age deception that's currently happening and that's been pushed upon the masses, right? This agenda to basically disarm people, to make them only focus on love and light, to just focus on the bright side, to just basically forget half the picture of life, right? Just do what feels good, do what you're comfortable with, right? That's the spiritual new age deception that's out here. So let me dive into this a little bit more in depth. When you leave the artificial matrix, or even if you're still in the artificial matrix, you can still recognize these basic principles. The first one is that nature is a predatory system, right? Big eats small out here. So that extends to humans, right? Humans are being consumed by things that are larger than them and they don't even realize. For instance, if you're a human and you work for Pepsi, you are serving that bigger body. That Pepsi company, that corporation, is called a corpus because a corpus is a body, right? You're living in a bigger body. This is bodies within bodies. We're all living within our own body, but we're also serving these larger bodies. So what larger body are you serving? This is very important to understand. When you understand this, you can recognize that whatever you are serving, right? You might get a paycheck from that, but is that a sustainable paycheck? Like, are you happy with your work? Are you happy with what you're serving, right? The choice out here is to reign in hell or serve in heaven. So if you want to become more balanced and get away from this deception, you have to recognize that that life is light and dark, yin and yang, right? So that's how it goes. And you got to recognize those two principles and how they're functioning in your own life. See, if you only focus on the light, what happens is you just you make yourself defenseless. Basically, your own darkness and the darkness of other people will creep up on you and get you when you're unprepared. And then you'll be like, oh my gosh, why'd that happen? Why am I feeling bad? Because it's like you haven't found balance yet. If like, just because you only focus on love and light will not remove the darkness, right? You have to recognize that actually what happens is it's a slingshot effect, right? It's polarity. It's the law of rhythm, right? These are universal laws. This is another principle that's very important to understand. In life, if you are tilted like this, you eventually have to tilt back like this. The idea is to find that balance right in the center, right here, right in your core. But if you're only focused on love and light and you're way over here, you're going to get smacked by something and then go over into the dark end and then feel down at some point in time, right? That's how it works. So recognize that that's not the way. The way is to transcend that system completely, to transcend that duality, but you can only do that once you merge those two forces together, when you merge masculine and feminine within your own self, right? That's the real Kundalini force within you. That's that twin serpents that rise up your spine, but you have to marry them. You have to go inside yourself and find that balance, to find that holy communion, right? With yourself, with your creator, and then find what place and time each thing goes in, right? There's a time to be focusing on the light, but there's a time to work with your shadow, to focus on the darkness, to understand how it's working in your reality, in your life, right? And then also to understand how it's working in the world, because when you start dealing with your own shadow, you start to recognize that there's a collective shadow, right? You want to call it the Illuminati, you want to call it whatever, but it's out there as a reflection. And for many people, that will literally wake them up. In order, a lot of people get a spiritual awakening when they look out and they see the darkness. They look outside, right? They're walking to their job and they look up and it just clicks for them. They see chemtrails and what's going on? That's not normal, right? Now, some people are too lost. Some people don't have the eyes to see, right? They've been blinded. Basically, they have eyes, but they don't see anything anymore, right? Because they only see what they've been convinced to see. But it's about being able to see what actually is there, not what you want to see. That's the key. So recognize that in life, it's yin and yang. There's a balance out here. When you start to wake up, you might look at the government and be like, this is hella crazy. It's hella crazy. Like, Trump is literally a joker. He's just out there tweeting on Twitter every single day, and it's hilarious. I go on there, I open up my phone, and I'd be like, I just laugh. But some people are so consumed in that world that they might not actually see that as a joke because they're living right in it. They're in the belly of the beast, right? And so they look at it and they get angry. I can't believe oh my gosh, and they go down that and they get triggered and all this crazy stuff. And that's just the distractions, the illusions, that keep you as far away from yourself as possible, right? Something else happened in the world, something else happened, all these distractions to keep you away from recognizing who you are, to keep you from recognizing what power you have. But that power is balance, that power is wholeness, right? And the closer you get to that, the closer you get to wholeness, the better you purify yourself, right? And you detach from the stuff that's artificial and you return to the natural matrix, the more beautiful your life will be. But you gotta find that balance. You gotta get away from these deceptions out here, these illusions. And the only way to do that is to get away from the things that are poisoning you, the things that are brainwashing you, that are preventing you from seeing things as they really are, right? Fluoride calcifies your pineal gland. That's no good. Get that out of your system. Seriously, that's bad business right there. You know, GMOs, get away from them. Eat organic, drink organic, live an organic life. That's how you live. And then when you start living an organic life, naturally, you'll just find yourself surrounded by organic things. It's beautiful like that. That's the poetic nature of life. Okay, so I hope you found some value in this message. Don't get trapped in these new age deceptions, right? People running around and be like, oh, I did some yoga, so I'm super spiritual, bro. Meanwhile, they don't know nothing about spirits. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they came from. They don't know where they're going, right? It's really crazy out here, right? So for those that can hear, for those that have the eyes to see, the ears to hear this message, I appreciate you. I'm happy that you resonate with these frequencies. Maybe one day you'll be up here on the mountain too, or you'll be somewhere similar. You know, I wish the best for you because you're my reflection. We're all in this together. As I like to say, if we're on the same path, you know, we're all in this together. So we should support each other as best as we can. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Aloha and Pura Vida.
I refuse to live my life in vain. I rose from the dead, now I'm running ahead. I got things to do, I got places to see. I'm headed to Hawaii to get that vitamin C. Yeah, you may find me in the Caribbean Sea, raising my knowledge to a higher degree. Or maybe I'll be climbing up the mountain with my bros. We them indigos, you can already tell from our electric glow.